One very difficult question to answer is when should you sell your share, right? So I am one of those die-hard long-term investors who have been holding shares for 30, 35 years. So not really too much into the selling game, saying okay, once you picked right, then like Motilal Oswal says, buy right, sit tight over long periods of time. So I have always been a believer that one needs to hold on for a long time, and then if there is a dip in the market, it is temporary. There is absolutely no need to react to the same. So, but still, there are some reasons why you should sell. Now, suppose you were in the month of February, you heard about Corona. In the month of March, you didn't know whether it will impact India, and you didn't sell, and the market crashed, and you panicked and you sold in April before the market went up. You said, oh, it's only going to fall further. This is just the impact of what people think about Corona, but it is much worse, and your assessment was right. So you sold in the beginning of April or end of March after the market had crashed, and then you had the mortification of watching your portfolio go up in April. Or rather, what could have gone up? What you sold for, let's say, 50,000 and 1 lakh, maybe you sold a portfolio for 2-3 lakhs, and that suddenly became 4-5 lakhs in April itself, and by the time it came to June, it has become, say, 6 lakhs. So you sold something for 3 lakhs, which if you had held till June, it would be worth 6 lakhs. So you do feel terrible about it, right? So what do? As soon as the market rallies in June, you sell, right? Or you say, no, now I don't need the money, so I wait, right? Or everything is correct. There is nothing, no right or wrong, because it's your emotions, your money. Question is, how much money do you really need? Do you need that money, or did you sell just to protect your profits in the short run? Right, that's one very big thing. People say, "Arey, at least let me take some part of the profits." Right, so that's another reason to sell. I'm not getting into when you should sell and when you should not sell. I'm not being judgmental. I'm going to tell you how badly I have handled one investment. That will be very interesting. But let me tell you the reasons to sell. I recently sold off some of my shares in the US, which is through a mutual fund, not because I thought US market was overpriced, but I thought I had to book some profits in the US market and shift it to maybe European markets, because if I look at my portfolio, my Indian equity is doing well. I have no problems with that. US was terribly inflated, and Asia ex Japan was also doing not too badly. It is showing returns of about 12.5%, which I am very happy with. My US was showing something like 16-17%, and so I said, okay, thoda paisa usme se nikal ke I'm planning to put it in Europe. I put a little bit in Europe, which was showing a negative return. I said, okay, this is just reallocation. So do I have to do that? No, because my overall foreign portfolio is very small. It's not very significant, so it wouldn't have mattered. But just for kick's sake, I did that. Second, you sell when you think that the share has finished its story. For example, when I bought Apollo Hospital, I bought it for 9 rupees 70 or something like that, and it was a fantastic dividend yield story. The dividend yield story got over by the time it was 135 rupees. Imagine you bought something for 10 rupees and it has become 135 rupees. It is a 13 bagger. So I said, this story is over. So I sold, but I didn't know that Apollo would re-rate as a retail and hospital, etc., etc., etc. And now maybe it is 1700. But I participated in it later on. But that journey from 9 to 135, I said, that's over. The story is over. So you sell when the story is over. You sell when you're nearer to your goal. Suppose I had a goal that in 2021 I wanted to pay for my daughter's education, then I would have sold some shares in maybe January, February, March, it doesn't matter. I would have sold some and said, okay, I do not know what Corona will do. I didn't even know about Corona in January. So I may have sold something in January or February, and I said, or I would have sold even earlier. So I would have definitely sold, because the goal has been reached. The other goal for most people, let's say it is a retirement, and for retirement you've decided that you will be on 40 years of expenses. So when I'm 60, if my annual expenses are 10 lakhs a year, then I need about 4 crores. And suppose I have 4 crores in equity and it is showing me at 4 crores, why should I start playing still? Why should I continue playing rather? I have my goal, I've reached my goal, so I should stop the journey, right? It's like I've got into a train at Bombay to go to Baroda. The train has reached Baroda, I should get off. I can't say, no, Rajdhani is a nice train, I am in the first class, so let me go to Delhi. It doesn't make sense at all, right? Your journey is over, so you have to get off. The only problem today in getting off is where do you put that money, right? That is a little scary, saying, okay, I've got out of equity, but do I put my money in 0% US or 0.5% negative in Germany? Where do I put it? The other options which are available are so limited, so I'm a little scared. Do I want to put money in a gilt fund and worry that 6 months later, if interest goes up, I'll lose a big portion of my principal? So I do not know where to put. That's another problem. Of course, we have the RBI bond which is available on tap at 7% floating. That's not a bad option. But yeah, these are the options as to what to do. You do not know when to. So for reaching a target, for reallocating, like I said, selling US and investing in Europe, or selling equity and putting in debt, any of those reallocations, then somewhere you feel that's enough. I have got my fill that I bought it at $9, it's got $135. It's a 13 bagger, I don't want more than that. So you reach, you satisfied, you sell. So these are all the reasons for you to sell. Does it mean I always stick to my selling? Well, I have a funny story which I should share with you. I don't have the exact dates of when it happened. I have shares of LMW, and in LMW at today's price of 2,800, for me it is at least a 10 bagger, if not more. Considering that there have been splits and dividends, and also it's been a good investment for me. But look at it this way. I had the mortification of seeing the share price go up from 200s, 300s to 3,000, and at 3,500 I thought, my God, this is terribly overpriced. A shortage hai, because there's a shortage of shares. 3,500 is just too much for this share. Not that the PE was high or something, but having seen a share at 300, when you see it at 3,000, you feel, my God, this is too much. So I should have sold at 3,500, right? No, I didn't sell. I waited for some more time, and as greed would have it, for some greedy people who are lucky, the price went up. So it went to 6,000 rupees. I said, now there is no rationale, I have to sell. I sold at 6,000, then I had the mortification again of seeing it go to 9,000. What do? You go and buy it back? Well, I was not that foolish or that stupid. In retrospect, I didn't buy it at 9,000. But fairly obvious, then it came down. It came down to 6,000. So I said, wow, this is mera price aa gaya. My price has come. So now is this a time that I should buy it back? I didn't buy it back at that price, but I waited. Then it came down to 4,000. I said, now 9,000 share has come down to 4,000. Now is a good time to buy. So at about 4,800 or something, I bought again. Remember, I had sold at 6,000, then I had the mortification of seeing it going up to 9,000, then I saw it coming down, so again at a high, very close to 5,000, 4,700, 4,000, I bought it again. Which was, I had this long discussion with my broker and etc, and I bought it. Then I had the mortification, using the same word again, to see it come down, 4,800, 4,000, 3,000, or rather 3,500, and I said, should I buy more, or should I just hold on, or should I sell off? All the options were open, because like I told you, my original cost is a 2007 or 2008 kind of purchase, so it's not a high cost at all. Then I saw it coming down to 3,000, then I saw it coming down to 2,800, so I said, I had no clue what to do. I've been following the company. Company is a very good, well-managed company, there is no doubt about that. 9,000 was a overkill for sure, whatever happened. Of course, they have some nice new divisions which will start contributing. They've got some real estate going with a very good builder, so I have no problems with the management of the company. I have problems with my price and my emotions, because once you see a price, so like suppose my original cost I think is about $300 or something like that, and this is a pre-split price. So I have it in my mind that whatever happens, it will not go to 300, so I can't lose money. Completely wrong. Think of the guy at 9,000. Some guy bought it at 9,000, right? Now, obviously, some guy sold it at 9,000, some guy bought it at 9,000. Look at the guy who bought it at 9,000. He has seen the value fall to 1/3 of his price. For me, also, that is exactly the sentiment that I should have, because I had an opportunity to sell at 9,000, which I did not exercise. Remember, errors of commission and errors of omission both hurt equally, but we are more worried about errors of omission, because this is okay. I had it, I didn't sell it, so what? My cost is only 2,800, and it's at that price it is giving a good dividend yield. All that is true, but those are very lame excuses if your fund manager gave it. I give it to myself, so it is justified because I'm not answerable to anybody. But for a fund manager to say, I thought it will go up again, would be ridiculous, because 2019 results were definitely bad. No doubt about that. If you go and check the results, 2018 was good, 19 was good, I think 2020 was bad, 2019 was still okay. We paid dividend and all that. So the question is, it is easy to say in theory that for these reasons you should sell, and I had a reasonable amount. Even today I have a reasonable amount there. Does it change anything in my life? No. Can I laugh about it? Of course I can laugh about it. Will it kill me? No. Am I sad that I didn't sell? A little irked, maybe picked with myself, but no, not really. It doesn't bother me too much. I am a happy buyer at this price rather than a seller at this price. So I have nothing against the management. I have nothing against the business in which they are. Of course, capital intensive, capital business. So I don't see too many people adding to the textile machinery. To the capital goods spend on textile industry is pretty low. So obviously those are the problems. But it has got a foundry division, it has got some new products which it is making and doing well, right? So that is not really the problem. The problem is handling your sentiment. It's not easy to handle your sentiment. Be aware that these are the reasons to sell. I told you what are the reasons to sell, and this is what happens in real life. Now here I am at an age when I am earning money, where I am talking so rationally about not selling and feeling bad, but talking rationally. How will I react when I'm 80? How will I react when I'm 70? Because I'm worried that I don't have the capacity to earn money. So will the short-term loss, technical short-term loss of say 9,000 to 3,000, 6,000 rupees. Now even if you are multiplied by 1,000 shares, you're talking of 60 lakhs, right? So it's in your head, oh God, I've lost 60 lakhs, right? That's a horrible thing to feel. What do you do? So, question is, how you handle emotions is far more important. Therefore, maintain an investment diary. Write down how you feel and what you think. That's far more important.